Where did they all? Oh, where did they all come from? Look at that guy.
When I was seeing the river, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was referring that. You see?
Oh, back there?
Yeah.
Whoa, how have we... I still can't believe we
Show me
see...
your hand.
I still...
Huh?
Not really. I don't have any reception either.
You should go there and record her. You will get more prominently like what he's enjoying or she's enjoying.
Just putting... You weirdo. Where does it go? Where does it go? You... Oh, these fin... That's a huge rock.
That is going to that property land where I would.
You are.
And we want to plant these bamboos.
Oh. Good.
It's humid area.
Well, hopefully you enjoyed following me around for the last 2 weeks. I feel like I was like getting into a much better routine, feeling better with the weather, and then all of a sudden the weather went backwards, and I feel like I kind of went backwards with the weather. I'm just going to be transparent. I feel like I've hit a little bit of a wall, and I have been trying to work through it kind of like in the background. If you really watch my vlogs, you can tell I've been working through something. And I think at the end of the day, I was like thinking at first, like, it's my body is sick. And then I was thinking, like, maybe I'm depressed. And then I was thinking, like, maybe it's just because my life is so different now. And I think the reality is that maybe it's a combination of those things. But the biggest thing is that I have no external pressure right now, which, I mean, that sounds phenomenal, like that's the dream that I've been literally working towards for, I mean, gosh, since I can like remember. But what I didn't really anticipate is that with this new freedom means that I'm not forced to be anything or be anyone. And I don't have any quote unquote obligations. Like, the truth is that my cost of living here in India is so much less that I'm not like in this constant state of fight or flight. Like, I have to make money. I have to figure out a new, source of income. The truth is that I have worked 2 jobs since I was like 17, 18 years old. And not going to get emotional. Even before I started working, I was like the oldest daughter. And so I took on a lot of responsibility for my siblings. And so I've always had so much pressure on me. And this is like the first time in my life that I don't. And as much as that sounds like the dream, there's this emptiness that lies underneath it, which is honestly crazy because I mean, I can't tell you how many times I remember when I was like struggling, thinking like, I just have to get to a place where I'm free. I just have to get to a place where I'm not struggling. And that was an external achievement. I was thinking, like, I need to get to a place where I have, money to survive and I have options. But once that I got here, it just felt like emptiness. I mean, there wasn't even a phase of like celebration, even. It was like, okay, now what? And I realized that my system, my programming is so designed to almost feel never satisfied. And so once that I finally got here, it wasn't enough. And that's been one of the most jarring realizations because it's like, it almost feels like my entire life was built off of this form of a lie, which I know it sounds maybe a little bit dramatic, but it's been the weirdest experience that it's like I've been fighting for so long for this. And then once that I got it, I'm like, okay, this isn't it. Like, what else? What next? What else? And I think this season of my life has forced me to really tune into who am I when I'm not trying to prove myself? What do I want to achieve when I'm not trying to be somebody that my friends or my family wants me to be? What do I do with my time when I don't have any obligations? Like, it's honestly one of the craziest things, which sitting here talking about it feels surreal because it's like part of me understands that it's like I'm sitting in a place that I know so many people would give anything for. But at the end of the day, I gave so much to get here. Like, I literally gave everything. I was willing to sacrifice, and I did sacrifice everything that I was ever built on. I sacrificed losing everyone. Wait, I'm gonna pull it together. Okay, pulling it together. This is just so emotional to me because it's like, this is my life's work. Like, little me, little Micheline was so programmed, like on a cellular level, to obey, to follow the rules, to please everybody else. And over these last like 2 years, I rebelled so much. I sacrificed everything that I was built off of in order to get what I have right now. But because I've never been in this position, it feels so uncomfortable. And I think I've been having this feeling like maybe I'm having this feeling because I'm doing something wrong. But I think this is the hardest part of psychology is you choose your brain, your subconscious that runs 95% of your day, 95% of your life chooses a comfortable hell over an uncomfortable heaven every single time. Because your subconscious is so smart and is so developed that it doesn't care the outcome, it cares how much effort it requires. And the past is ingrained into you, so you always choose the way that you've always done things. And I stopped doing that 2 years ago. And I started before 2 years ago, but like drastically 2 years ago. Like, I mean, selling everything you own and leaving everybody you've ever known to like not even start over, but to just be free is so much unknown. Like, that's the hardest thing for your subconscious mind to go through. And I did it. And I am extremely proud of myself, but I also want to be transparent that, like, now I'm going through this phase and this transition where I feel like I'm almost like I walked away from my old life, but I haven't yet built my new life. And so I'm just sitting in this. I've heard it. They call it like the empty elevator, where you're basically like, you're not where you once were and you're not yet where you're going. And you're kind of just alone in this like space. And it's difficult. Like, it's so difficult. And before, I used to always wonder, like, why do people stay miserable? Why do people stay in these unhappy lives? This is why. Because it's much more comfortable to stay in the life that you hate and be able to complain about it, to be able to know what's happening, to be able to understand it, than to walk away from it and go through a phase where you just have no idea. And I'm glad that I did what I did. I'm so proud of myself for doing what I did. And I know I wouldn't have been able to do everything I did without the education and the understanding of what was happening during all of it. But it still doesn't make it any easier. It's almost like saying that a person signs up to run a 5K. They know what goes into training. They know all, what they're going to have to do, but that doesn't make the training any easier. And I'm kind of sitting in this space now where it's like, okay, this is the training. This is what I prepared for. This is what I signed up for, but it's not easy. And I guess I'm feeling called to share this because I used to share really publicly, very openly on social media, like on my son's Instagram page. And it was one of the most liberating experiences, and it connected me to so many amazing people. But then as I've lost this external forces of I don't feel the need to get on social media and like talk about things to prove myself. And that's I acknowledge what I used to do is I used to get on and I used to almost try to validate myself of saying like this is what I'm doing because of this and this is where I'm going because of this and it was because there were so many external forces always surrounding me that I always felt like I needed to explain myself. And I just don't feel that need to explain myself anymore. But I don't want to lose the sense of community that I used to have. And so I've been trying to find other ways and I'm not anywhere further along in finding that, but I have a saying that I've said for a long time is to be what you want. And I really enjoy watching people on social media that are very transparent and they talk about their struggles and they're just real. And so I guess that I'm just trying to be what I want in the world. And I wish that I heard more people talking about how maybe it isn't going to feel so great when you get everything that you want. And maybe when you get to where you think that you want to be, it might not feel like how you thought it was going to feel. And that doesn't mean that it's wrong. And I also think that by me talking about this, I'm subconsciously holding myself accountable to stop feeling like something is wrong just because it's an unfamiliar feeling. So here I am showing up, being real about where I'm at in my life. And I don't know, I think I normally like having an answer and I like having reasoning, but I don't have an answer right now. I don't have reasoning right now. I know that I made the right steps. I know that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be, but I don't exactly know where I'm going. And while that scares me, I know that that's because I'm giving the future an opportunity to be greater than I could have ever imagined. Like, I was messaging with a friend the other day and we were talking about how the world is so crazy right now. And I said something just out of reflex. And then I kind of pondered on and thought, that's actually like a really good, like a very valid point is that the world right now is showing us that literally anything is possible. Like it's kind of crazy, but if you would have told me even a year ago, like this is going to happen, like this war that's going on, and like the US president is going to be acting wild and like sharing crazy stuff on social media, I would have been like, you're out of your mind. And so now I'm going to try to remind myself every day that the world is showing me and you that literally anything is possible. And it doesn't have to make sense right now, but that giving yourself the opportunity and giving yourself the benefit of the doubt allows more room for the universe to make things happen. So I'm going to try to commit to myself for the next month to stop stressing about this unknown, to stop stressing about my life doesn't feel like I thought it was going to feel like, and reprogram my subconscious mind to use this time of this emptiness to let something great happen because I truly believe that great things are built behind the scenes when you have a good attitude and you leave room for it. So that's all I have to say this week. First, the vlog started off super short. Now it's kind of long, but I really appreciate each of you who comment and who take the time to watch my video all the way through. And if you're going through a hard time, I see you. It's tough, but I also heard something that said that getting things isn't fun, but working for things is. And it is a lot of truth in that, which obviously in today's world, we want everything to be like cheap, easy, and free. But I mean, the most valuable things are valuable because they take time and energy. So I know that all this time and energy is going to create a very valuable life for me sometime soon. Hopefully sooner than later, but we're on the ride. But thanks again, and I'll see you next week.